of Driven.
Tonight on Driven, they're battling it out in the World Rally Championship. But what are the road cars like? Penny gets to grips with the Subaru Impreza STI and the Mitsubishi Evo 7.
It's amazing!
Who's really got the knowledge around Birmingham, a local cabbie or the latest satellite navigation system?
And the new Vauxhall Vectra. Will Mike stay awake long enough to finish the review?
When it comes to rivalries, Subaru and Mitsubishi are the city and the United of the car world. They've fought many a battle in the World Rally Championship, and their fans are equally divided when it comes down to the road cars. You either love the Subaru Impreza or the Mitsubishi Evo, but never both.
Now, neither of these cars can be said to be good looking, but you'd be hard pressed to find more bang for your buck when it comes to performance. All that rallying success has been shoehorned into cars costing less than 30 grand.
So these new versions are hotly anticipated by both journalists and fans alike, but are their reputations deserved?
Action movies generally get worse with every sequel, but this rule works in reverse for Mitsubishi. The Evo 7 is the first to be based not on a road car but on their rally car, and its stellar performance has made it one of Japan's great modern-day icons. It promises to be the most action-packed Evo yet.
Not that there haven't been plenty of action-packed Imprezas over the years. Remember, they won the World Rally Championship 5 times, but up until now the very quickest have either been limited editions or grey imports. This is the first official UK version of their legendary Impreza STI.
Both cars are descendants of World Rally contenders, but even in the hands of professionals, they can still get out of shape. So perhaps it's best to start off on something a little safer.
I love driving simulators. They're so realistic these days. You can pelt along roads at full chat without fear of losing your licence, and if you make a mistake, it won't cost you a packet. Both manufacturers trade heavily on their motorsport prowess when it comes to marketing their road cars. Brand loyalty is fed through merchandising and particularly video games. So we've gathered together 6 hardcore game players who've never got behind the wheel of the real thing. 4 out of 6 favour the Subaru when playing on their PlayStations, but will their loyalties remain when they drive the genuine article? Now, none of them are professional drivers, and we're going to let them loose for 2 laps around a special rally stage. First up, the Subaru Impreza. First impressions?
Fast. Very.
Gone hard on the accelerator, and now stamp on the brakes. Tell me what you think of the brakes.
Fantastic, really excellent.
I'm a bit surprised about is the lack of body control for a sporty car. The car seems to roll quite significantly.
You ain't saying anything, you're just driving like a lunatic.
Oh, sorry. I haven't driven a car in a long, long time. In fact, ever, actually.
I'd expect it to go sideways, but it just doesn't want to go anywhere.
It's a very small gearbox, isn't it?
Tiny little gate, isn't it, on the gearbox?
It's just phenomenal. It's telling you where to go.
I think it's like a caged animal. It's not the sort of car you'd have around town.
People are just going to want to take you on at every set of lights, aren't they?
Yeah, but they can try.
So now on to the Mitsubishi Evo.
Cool, bloody hell, this is quick, isn't it?
A bit more pointy. He turns into a maniac.
It feels like I don't know, it's got something about it, just like a racing car. Not so many dials.
Just
whereas
a bit more
the Subaru's just too feminine, too soft, too comfortable.
It sounds more like a rally car. It feels more like a rally car.
Yeah.
And that's what the car is all about, isn't it?
The Impreza kind of takes the feeling away from you. This one's throwing you around a bit more in the car.
Are you more confident in this car, do you think?
Yeah, I feel that I don't need to push it as hard and I'll get the same speed from it. I feel much more in control.
This car is a lot better, a lot more sure-footed. It gives me a lot more confidence to drive it, even though I've only done a couple of laps of the
Yeah, you're
circuit.
certainly driving it much quicker than you were the Subaru.
It's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Right, guys, you've had a chance of ragging them around the track, but what do you think are the outsides of these cars? So, shall we start with the Subaru?
Visualize.
not bad, but maybe a bit garish, maybe a bit for, you know, a boy racer, a bit like yourself maybe, but that's...
It's too pointy.
It's too pointy.
It's too pointy. It's lost its squareness. It used to be square, squat. Now it looks like a neon or something like that.
Here we've got ellipses, here we've got squares, there's scoops, there's slats. It's all very much Ninja Turtle meets plastic pig for me, really.
Is this the type of thing you aspire to?
Full picnic on here.
You
nice,
can get
nice
a picnic.
rug.
They took the back fin out. It'd just be like any other Mondeo family car out there.
This is the type of car, in my opinion, that without the boot spoiler on and the Leary bumpers and whatever, it's the type of thing your granddad would drive, isn't it, a Lancer?
That is actually a good execution of the word evolution, because it's basically saying that the car has evolved from your granddad's car into the evolution car that it actually is, and it shows that the thing has been pumped up with testosterone and has grown into what it is. So I think it works quite well.
I'd look for places to go at the weekends just to take the car and take it for a good spin.
It's a good-looking car, isn't it? You'll feel comfortable in it. Whereas I think the Subaru, I just think it's such an ugly-looking car. You're always going to feel a bit.
So would you find
driving around
yourself
it.
looking at your reflection in the shop window in this car?
Maybe.
Right, our wannabe rally drivers have got to grips with the real thing, but what car do they most desire? Right, go and stand by the car you want. Well, that's pretty conclusive. There you have it. For this PlayStation generation, the Evo 7 wins it for them.
So in the desirability stakes, the Evo is the clear winner, but what about at speed? Both cars should be evenly matched, so we've lined up Britain's best-selling hot hatch, the Citroën Saxo, for them to chase. With their driver aids, turbocharged engines and four-wheel drive, they should have no problem catching the lighter car. But our slippery obstacle course around a recently decommissioned airfield should show up their different handling characteristics.
And with their rallying pedigree, who better than Penny, a former British women's rally champion, to assess them?
I'm sat on the start line. Jason's in his Citroën Saxo. I'm going to go in the Subaru Impreza Turbo, see if I can catch him.
3, 2, 1, go! Right now, they've given me a 5-second head start, which I don't think's enough.
Up to second gear, and before I know it, I'm hard on the brakes. Jason's just disappeared around the corner. The brakes just aren't as firm as you'd expect.
Whoops. Come on. Turn. Grip. Oh, there she is!
Handbrake round here, which is certainly the most fun, possibly not the most effective way. It's so slippery. Of course, I've got four-wheel drive, Jason's only got two-wheel drive, and I'm on the rev limit already.
Now, this car's good for a 0 to 60 time of 7.5 seconds. Now, so I've got to go some to get ahead of Penny.
You can see him up in front of me, but I'm trying too hard. Onto the track, and I should be able to get some speed up round here. Oh, come on, girl. Yeah, you see it's understeering. It's raining so much that it's losing grip at the front.
Oh, hello. Bit of aquaplane in there. We're still ahead of her.
I've got 265 brake horsepower, 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds. Please don't aquaplane. Oh, it did. Keep the power down to get the grip back.
Right, now we've got a chicane. Here we go. Oh, she's right on me.
Oh, he's knocked a cone out, the naughty boy. Just going to handbrake it around there a little bit into first gear. Come on, girl. Oh, you can hear the rev limit beeping. Hard on the brakes. Oh my gosh, what's that? Animals all over the road. This car doesn't like to brake.
Oh no, she's here, look.
I'm just about to take him.
No!
I tell you what, if you don't drive this car hard, it will understeer everywhere, which basically means it goes straight on instead of round the corners. So you've really got to drive it hard in order to get the best out of it. I've worked for that. Well, we've tried the Subaru and I beat Jason, but now I'm in the Mitsubishi Evolution 7. See if I can do it again.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, crikey, it seems much quicker than the Subaru straight away, and better brakes, blimey. Really nice to drive. Oh, instantly, I've only done one corner and I prefer it already.
I'm going to have to drive my socks off to keep ahead.
Jason's just the other side of the hairpin. Oh, lovely handbrake turn, beautiful thing. Oh, it's amazing, what a cracking car.
Come on, grip.
It's amazing. Oh, onto the airfield, really slowing the pace. Go on, girl, go on. Mitsubishi has got an active centre differential, which basically means it controls the power between the front and the rear diffs to give you as much grip as possible. Oh, much more controllable actually, much easier to drive.
Where's she gone?
And here's Jason just right up his backside again.
Oh, she's going to do it again.
And it will beat that Citroen Saxo far quicker and far better and far more enjoyably than the Subaru Impreza. Absolutely beautiful, very responsive, really well balanced, no understeer like in the Subaru, lovely steering. What an absolute joy this car is.
Now, I reckon during that chase, you found it much easier to be in the Mitsubishi than the Subaru. I spotted less out of shapeness.
You did, absolutely right. I mean, I love this car. This is an amazing road car when you think about it. Very easy to drive, totally controllable. The Subaru is also brilliant, but I felt like I was fighting with it quite a lot of the time. So for us, the Mitsubishi Evo 7 is absolutely, definitely top of the league. There are no discounts available on official UK spec Imprezas or Evos, but you can get good deals on imported models. For more information on buying a Japanese import, log on to 4car.co.uk.
Coming up in part 2, Mike discovers if watching paint dry is more exciting than the new Vectra.
And Jason throws away his map and lets his car give the directions.
In quarter of a mile, keep left.
Now, see, it speared me off towards Coventry, completely the wrong way.
Come on. Come on. It's going to shoot up any second. Come on. Come on. Interesting, isn't it? Come on, let's be honest. The last Vectra was hardly something to get excited about. So you can imagine, I wasn't exactly jumping up and down to drive the new one. It's 6 years on, and have Vauxhall finally made a Vectra that's good to look at and good to drive? Vauxhall used to be able to rely on fleet buyers for the bulk of their sales.
But in this more design-conscious, affluent age, people are looking at more fashionable alternatives. Do you know what the best-selling family car in Europe is? It's not this one, it's a BMW 3 Series.
And it's not just the prestige brands that should have Vauxhall worried. There's a lot of tough competition out there. It's got to be as good to drive as the new Mondeo, have the comfort of a Citroen C5, and it should have the technology and style of a Renault Laguna.
Let's start with the styling. Now, the Vectra designers tell us this car echoes themes of excitement in motion. Well, we're in fashionable Barcelona. Let's see if it's exciting enough to stir some Spanish souls. ¿Cómo le gusta este auto nuevo?
Well, whatever exciting themes this car is supposed to be echoing, they ain't working. Perhaps I should change my technique.
¿Cómo le gusta esta auto nuevo?
You can say it in English.
Ah, can I? Fantastic.
I don't really like him.
You don't really like it? Why? What do you think is the problem with it?
Well, the back I don't like.
Montebello?
Okay.
It's okay. Excedente?
Fantastico.
Would you buy one?
No. Yes, you don't know how to get to aquarium.
Do I know? Yes.
Oh dear, on looks alone it's failed to impress. Still, maybe it's a great drive. There's certainly enough choice of engines.
The new Vectra is available in a range of different flavours. You've got 3 petrol engines and 2 diesel. I've chosen to drive the 2.2 litre DTI diesel turbo injection. That's because in the UK, when the tax law changes later on this year, I reckon the diesel will be the big seller. There's no getting away from it that this oil burner is a clacky, noisy old engine, but once you get it on the move and the turbo comes in, it actually pulls quite well. It's quite torquey down in the low rev ranges. And when you got it on song, it's actually quite refined, and that's one of the things that I find most astonishing. But the problem is, I don't find any of it exciting at all. Ultimately, the new Vectra isn't going to spend its life on the glamorous hills overlooking Barcelona. It's going to spend most of its time hacking up and down the motorways of Great Britain, and as such, you want it nice and comfortable in here. Well, for starters, the seating position is nice and comfortable. The steering wheel has got reach and it's got rake, which I really like. The electric window switches have now been placed over here on the door instead of stuck down here like in the older cars. The quality of the plastics inside have been improved, but when you consider the competition, the Renault Laguna and the Ford Mondeo, I don't think it's quite up with those two. It really feels just like a sideways step.
When it comes to technology, there's a lot on offer, but none of it's new. The Vectra isn't stylish or a great drive, so loading a car with ABS and brake assist and traction control isn't going to redeem it now. There's just nothing inspiring about this car.
Prices start at around £13,000, and in terms of image, it arguably hasn't got what it takes to win over the hearts of a nation obsessed with image and individuality. I reckon it's a pretty ordinary car in quite a special marketplace when you consider the competition. But despite all of that, the irony is Vauxhall will shift them by the bucket load.
Do you know anyone who drives like this? Maybe even a bit of a daydreamer like this. Or even this. Well, fortunately, Driven is at hand to provide some assistance. Later in the series, we'll be running a special boot camp show where we'll be attempting to make Britain's worst drivers competent, confident and safe. Nominate friends, family or colleagues who desperately need some help. Log on to 4car.co.uk for more details.
We've come to Birmingham, not for its beautiful scenery, but to test one of the latest traffic-busting gadgets currently on offer in one of the most hideously congested cities in the country.
I'm testing the very latest development in satellite navigation. It usually costs about £2,500, but just like aircon and anti-lock brakes, this technology is now standard in the Toyota Avensis range. But is it any better than the encyclopedic knowledge of an old-fashioned black cabbie?
This car comes with a very latest system, ETA or electronic traffic avoidance. Basically, it's a trick sat-nav system that will not only give you instructions on how to get somewhere, but it's going to navigate you around traffic jams, roadworks and blockages automatically. How clever is that? The technology behind ETA sends traffic information directly to this box the second it becomes available, so it's a lot quicker than traditional methods like radio traffic reports.
Now, usually I'm Inspector Gadget and I like nothing more than to champion the latest cutting-edge gizmo. But this time, I'm going to sit back and relax and let Alan here, my knight to the highway, wallet permitting, get me to my destination. Right then, Alan, get going, mate.
Right now, I've given them stage 1 instructions, which reads, "You look rough. Thanks. Head to this address to get kitted out for stage 2.
First to arrive gets to choose an outfit, and if I were you, I wouldn't want to be second."
This is a thorough test of man against machine, taking in motorway, A roads and the built-up city centre. We've got 2 different locations to get to, with the winner getting a slap-up meal at a fancy hotel. I'm at a slight disadvantage because Mike and his cabbie can take any route they desire, but I should catch up as this new system should foresee any congestion and redirect me well before I hit it.
So you've been a cab driver for 24 years?
I have indeed, yes.
In and around the Birmingham area?
All in and around Birmingham, yeah.
Fantastic.
In £1/4 mile, straight on at the roundabout.
It's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it?
Well, we'll do our first little detour.
Oh, first little detour, I like that.
You like that? Yeah.
In £1/4 mile, keep left.
Now, see, it speared me off towards Coventry, completely the wrong way. Birmingham's that way, and I'm now going out this way. So now I'm starting to feel...
Keep left.
Hey, look at that bit of traffic we just skipped past. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that's all behind us now.
Look, that was perfect rerouting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like there's a road closed up ahead.
Heading right at the roundabout. Take 3rd exit.
The only problem with this woman is she never
right
shuts
at the
up,
roundabout.
and she's starting to get on my nerves.
Some kind of problem ahead of us. I'll just call in on my...
Now, we've got a bit of a traffic jam here, and it hasn't warned me about it.
She said there's been an incident on the Coventry Road and they've actually closed it. We're going to turn off right here and do a slight detour.
Well, so far, not very good. I'm not that impressed, to be honest. These roadworks have been here for over a month, and it doesn't know they're there.
Attention.
Whoa.
In 1 mile, Last exit before closed road. Detour possible.
Oh well, it's only 15 minutes late with that.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
1 minute to our destination, 0.6 miles.
Keep left. Then your destination will be ahead.
Now, where is it? Harvey Nichols! Oh no, there's a black cab.
You have arrived at your destination.
We actually haven't arrived at our destination because Harvey Nichols is the other side of the road. Oh no, I can see Brewer. Oh no! No!
Thanks to Alan's years of experience, I arrived first. The price on the meter is a bit shocking. But at least I get the fancy threads. Unlucky Jason. Now, time to pick up the next part of the challenge.
Now, stage 2. It says here, so you've got your threads. Swanky they are too. Now it's time to be treated like royalty with a swanky lunch.
So now it's time to meet a friend for a spot of luncheon. 2 Bridge Street.
Will do, quick as I can. Well, we've got one major advantage, and that is that when we come to the set of traffic lights here, we can actually turn left.
Oh, look. Well, we've lost already. He's just speared up a special road for taxis only.
Don't you dare go following us. You'll be breaking the law, Jace. No, he's had to go straight on.
He's gone completely the wrong way.
Has he?
He has.
Oh, I wish you'd tell me what I'm meant to be doing.
In 1/4 mile, U-turn at the roundabout.
Actually, we could get out and walk it. I think we'd still make it a bit quicker.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, is he going to have to go around in circles?
He is. He's got to go around the block there, and he's well tated.
Take 4th exit.
We were initially parked when we started off, kind of just to the right-hand side of this road, but in an underpass underneath. And it thought I was actually on the main road. It didn't realise I was underneath.
I arrive relaxed and happy, ready for a slap-up lunch a whole 15 minutes ahead of Jace.
Ah, well, there's the Hyatt. Mike's probably on his 2nd cappuccino by now. He's probably on some smoked salmon canapes. Drizzled with a little bit of caviar, no doubt.
You have arrived at your destination.
Thanks.
The route guidance is now finished.
Yeah, but we're second! We're second!
The traffic avoidance system is easy to operate, but it's not foolproof. It relies on being updated by traffic agencies. If they don't update the network regularly enough, then you could be in trouble.
Has the latest generation in satellite navigation equipment moved the game on? Well, the simple answer to that question is yes. It's very good, but it's not perfect. I reckon it might be the end of the A to Z. Good news for you motorists, this sort of technology will soon be standard.
How far does the satellite system have to come before it can compete with an encyclopedic brain like Alan's? I think a long way.
Next week, we're wrapping up warm for a 1-hour winter spectacular as we bring you Driven from a chilly Sweden, where Penny gets to drive the £1 million concept car on icy roads. So there's no pressure there then, Pen. Other than that, there'll be plenty of frills, spills and lots of very, very silly hats.
Come on! Eric, we're in a song. He's staying for crying out.